This week's GTA Online update is honestly a goldmine for nightclub owners, with some of the best passive as well as active bonuses that we've seen in quite a while here, considering we've gotten so many weekly update MC business repeats. If you already own a nightclub, or if you've been looking for a reason to finally start taking it seriously, well, this is just one of those weeks where nearly every part of the business is working in your favor. We've got boosted passive income, faster warehouse production, extra rewards on sourcing missions you could do yourself, and several side activities that fit perfectly into your cooldown rotation while your nightclub stock keeps building in the background. So in this weekly update money guide, we're going to break down how to turn your nightclub into an absolute cash machine this week, what activities are worth weaving into your grind, and how to maximize every single minute whether you're playing casually or going full sweat mode. First things first, if you've been holding off on buying a nightclub in GTA Online, this is one of the best weeks to jump in. Guaranteed, because all nightclub properties, upgrades, and modifications are 40% off. This includes the nightclub property itself, all of the warehouse storage floors. So if we go to my location, we could check out the warehouse floors, the garage levels, and all the key upgrades like equipment, staff, and security. If you are serious about long-term passive business income, I highly recommend maxing out your warehouse storage this week so your technicians can hold more product, grabbing all the garage floors while they're cheap, since you'll never see them discounted very often. And don't cheap out on the upgrades either. Equipment boosts your warehouse profitability by allowing the techs at your nightclub to generate your product faster. Your staff is going to help slow popularity decay, and then the security upgrades are going to reduce your raid timers and delay raids a little bit further, making this one of those investments that pays for itself over and over and over again. So if you're like, the nightclub is a huge investment, even with the bonuses this week, I'm not sure if I want to get started, at 40% off, it is imperative you do. Players ought to. For our next major bonus this week in GTA Online, we have double nightclub production speed at the warehouse. And this turns already one of the better passive businesses. When I say passive, I mean, pretty much there's no effort involved besides doing the sale missions. It's not entirely passive, right? You still need to pick up your controller, launch the game, collect money, and do the sale missions, but you don't need to do anything else for the business if you don't want to. That's what players mean by passive. Either way, this is one of the better business opportunities this week, because once you assign your technicians, they automatically generate stock for free without using or draining your actual MC or CEO business supplies. The key is to only run the 5 highest value goods, and you can see them on my screen right here. We have cargo and shipments, which corresponds to if you own a CEO cargo warehouse or a hangar. You need to own either one of those to assign a tech to this certain product. Sporting goods, which is the gun running bunker. We also have South American imports, which is your Coca-Cola lockup MC business, pharmaceutical research, which is your math lab, and then we also have cash creation, which is your counterfeit cash factory. Organic produce is the grass farm, printing and copying is the document forgery office. Avoid these two, I would say, because their hourly returns and profit per hour are the poorest out of all of those options. But with all your 5 technicians working, you do need to buy them, but with all 5 working, your nightclub can generate roughly $90,000 to $100,000 an hour this week because of the double production boost. Instead of waiting for the warehouse to completely fill up, the most efficient strategy is to sell about every 10 hours or so this week. Normally it's 20, because your Coca-Cola, your math, as well as your cash will hit capacity around that 10-hour mark and stop producing. Like you could see, it's done for me. Selling on that cycle typically is going to net you around $900,000 to $1.1 million per sale, $900,000 to $1.1 million per sale. And what that's going to do is keep your passive income with the warehouse techs flowing instead of wasting hours with part of the full sets of goods and stock sitting idle. So if you're waiting for these to max out, don't. These can take you, without the production speed boost, 36 hours for one of these. The other can take like almost up to 60. So you just don't want to waste your time on it. When these fill up, that's when you want to sell. You could sell when one fills up or all 3, but either way, when you do that, you're making about $900,000 to $1.1 million. I've waited a little bit too long because I haven't been keeping up with my nightclub, so we could sell it all for $1.3 million right now. But the strategy is to sell when these max out. Don't wait for these. You just want to keep generating these, keep selling them, and these will always generate you some in the background. Just avoid these. And if this is confusing for any of you at any point in this video, check out my full nightclub guide for 2025 and 2026 down in the description of this video. I'll have it linked. It's a full scripted, in-depth and in-detail nightclub guide going over everything that you need to know. This is more off the cuff, more of an overview as a weekly update kind of guide, but that nightclub guide will introduce you to everything that you need to know. Nightclub wall safe income is also doubled this week in GTA, so keeping your popularity level in your nightclub above 90 to 95% is even more important, because instead of the usual $50,000 every in-game day or 48 real-life minutes, your wall safe is now generating a massive $100,000 every 48 minutes. And you can do that just for maintaining your popularity, but keep in mind the safe still caps at 250 grand this week, so if you ignore it too long like I have right here, you'll max out in a little over 2 in-game days, and by the third day you'll start wasting another 100 grand payout that could have been yours, you know, because you'll only get 50 to reach the 250 cap. So this week especially, make it a habit to swing by your nightclub, grab the cash, keep that popularity topped off so you're not leaving free money sitting on the table. As you can see, I have been, because, you know, I just have not been keeping up with it just yet, but let me collect my cash, and we need some popularity. I just did a nightclub management mission, but a trick here is if you're going to use your DJs and swap them to gain popularity back, don't use that computer, go to basement level 1 and then use the computer on that level. That way when you swap DJs, if you need to swap more than say 1 or 2 DJs, you'll be able to bypass the cutscene that you get, and that makes things a lot faster and a lot easier. Because let's say you're like me and you're in a position of like, oh man, I need to gain a bunch of popularity back, let me go to my resident DJ, hit rebook, and hit rebook one more time. Let's back out, and then let's go back into the computer, and I think we should be at max, right? Yep, there we go, 100% popularity again. This week as well, Yohan's nightclub source goods missions in GTA are paying out double money, double RP, as well as double the nightclub goods. That makes them far more worthwhile than usual, and they were already good, but especially for new players actively managing their warehouse, this week is imperative. By calling up Yohan as a contact on your phone, you'll get missions like the tugboat or removals truck, where basically you steal cargo, fight off multiple waves of enemies on the way back to your nightclub. Normally these missions are decent, but you know, nothing crazy. However, with double goods, you're effectively cutting your nightclub active warehouse grind in half, even further, after the production speed buff, by the way, letting you fill that high value stock that you want, like your cargo, your bunker, your Coca-Cola, math, as well as cash, much faster without waiting on your passive technicians alone. There's still a 20-minute cooldown on these missions, so the best play here, in my opinion, is to run one between your other businesses or cooldowns, especially if you're trying to top off specific product types before your next nightclub sale. That being said, we do have a really good content activity to fill that void this week with the Yohan source goods mission cooldown, which is coming up after this. Alright, so let's call up Yohan and get one of these Yohan nightclub goods source missions started. Request nightclub goods. We are at 44% stock level right now. I mean, we have a ton we should honestly be selling, but I want to demonstrate everything in today's video first before I do, to be honest. So he calls back. We have to go to Elysian Island, and this is actually a good one. This should be a tugboat mission, I believe. With this one, we should just be able to fly over there with our oppressor, avoid shooting everyone if possible, and just taking the cargo and flying away. Sometimes some gunfighting is involved. There's obviously enough enemies spawning, but you kind of get the point, right? Like, if you just want to have fun, obviously shoot everyone. If you want to play this game like Division 2 or Destiny 2 and just some sort of looter, shooter, or MMO, engage with all the enemies. But if you want to be efficient at grinding, you could just fly in there, spam snacks and armor, grab the cargo, and then fly away. So like you can see the enemies all down here. I'm gonna shoot. Whoops, I turned off my homing missiles, I think. Oh yeah, you can see how many enemies we got here. For something like this, I mean, like I said, gunfight, use your oppressor, use whatever, you know, vehicle you have. It really doesn't matter. Let me just use the AK. Since I'm using like a red tiger on my oppressor, might as well use a red tiger on my AK as well. I like complementing my weapon and outfits in the vehicles. I don't know why. I like having some of the synergy. We might as well just kill everyone. We've gone through enough of this already where we've taken out a bunch. It's only a few more enemies left spawning. I'm gonna take some armor at the end of this. Hopefully I don't die. I'm just trying to not spam it if I can help it. There's like, what, 1 or 2 enemies here? Oh, behind me. Where are you? Here you are. See ya. Okay. Snacks, armor, jump. Oh, whoops, I forgot. You can't just like mantle. I'm thinking this is a game where you can just like auto mantle the ledge. I've been grinding the heck out of Battlefield Red Sec still, so I kind of got the brain for that. So let's grab that cargo, and then a neat little trick here is take the up and atomizer, jump up on top of this roof, because otherwise you'd have to like go into the water and, you know, climb up the ladder again. You don't need to do that. Just go under the roof of the tugboat, up and atomize yourself back on to the dock. And the up and atomizer is available at the gun van this week, by the way, so don't forget about that. But now that we have the cargo, it's just about flying back to the nightclub garage. And here we are, back at the nightclub garage. So, I mean, I think I can just fly my oppressor into the Corona, but just in case it wants to store it in the nightclub, I always just get off. I forget if it does or not. I don't think it actually does, but, like, obviously if you fly in normally it does. But anyways, good delivered, cargo delivered. There we go. So we got a lot from that. I think that was like $17,000 worth of nightclub value, because I think we were at 1.283 million. So there we go. That is a Yohan source mission right there. Took us basically 3.5 minutes. So all of these will take you between 3 and 5 minutes. The Benson truck delivery will probably be the slower one. That could take you about 5 minutes, especially if they have to go up north to steal the truck and then drive it all the way back down. Now here we are inside of my Terrorbyte, and this week Terrorbyte client jobs in GTA are paying out double money and double RP, and that makes them a really solid side grind if you already own yourself a Terrorbyte. Now the easiest jobs to spam, in my opinion, are going to be robbery in progress, diamond shopping, data sweep, and targeted data, but more specifically targeted data, diamond shopping, and robbery in progress. Data sweep should be your absolute last choice, especially if you own an Oppressor Mark II. These are awesome, since each mission can be knocked out in roughly 3 to 5 minutes here. Normally these jobs pay out about $31,000 up to $34,000, but with double money this week, you're looking at over $60,000 to $68,000 per mission. That can push you into the $700,000 to $900,000 per hour range if you rotate these fast missions efficiently and you fill the cooldowns in between with other money makers like payphone hits, security contracts, or like I said earlier, doing those Yohan nightclub goods source missions, since you make money for doing those missions themselves, plus you gather double the goods, which is going to accelerate your nightclub grind even further so you can sell even sooner. Just make sure whatever you do, avoid collector's pieces and deal breaker. These are co-op missions, and they're slower for one, but also you're actually going to end up splitting the payout between the players that you play with, so don't do those. If you want a full Terrorbyte client job guide, check out my video linked down in the description below. Beside the nightclub grind that I'll have linked, this is probably the most important one as well. So let's check it out. Client jobs, I would say honestly, I mean, robbery in progress is going to be my second choice. Targeted data is my third one once the others are on cooldown. Diamond shopping is always going to be my first choice because you can complete this one in less than 3 minutes. So let's choose it. Would you like to start it? Yes. Confirm. It says enter the seat of the Terrorbyte. You do not need to do that. You just want to hop right back into your vehicle, your oppressor, your sparrow, whatever you got going on. Look for the diamond jewelry store, Vangelica, which is literally right here, so you can just mark it on your map, or you just know where it is based off vibes. I still mark it, so I know exactly where to go. We're gonna fly right over there, steal the diamonds, and leave. And this is a mission where you get a wanted level at the end, or, you know, in the middle of it while you're stealing the diamonds, right? So you can just call Lester and remove your wanted level if you want. I mean, if you want to save the money, you don't need to. Oh my god. I'm gonna fail this because I already... Oh, I didn't explode him either. Well, that kind of sucks because I technically already have done this incorrectly. And you know what? Just to make this easier, I'm gonna run in here with my assault shotgun. And there's one more guy back here. Okay, we're good. Oh, I'm so sorry, lady. Okay, truthfully, I'm not gonna lie, we played that in the absolute worst way. We took way too much damage. We shouldn't have needed to take that much damage, but we did. The cops are already shooting at me, as you can see. That's fine, once again, because now I'm gonna fly up into the air. I'm having trouble doing everything at the same time, but it's okay. I'm gonna call up Daddy Uncle Lester, creepy Uncle Lester. Remove one level. Mine's free because we completed the Doomsday Heist. And there we go. Fly 3 miles to the drop-off. Now, the reason I'm saying you don't need to use Lester to remove your wanted level is because if you were to leave the diamond store, fly up into the air, and start losing your wanted level on the way, by the time you end up getting to the drop-off, you basically lose the wanted level anyways. So, you know, say if you haven't completed the Doomsday Heist, and, or, you know, whatever it is, Act 2 or Act 3 that you need to complete to, you know, have that option of Lester removing your wanted level for free. If you still need to pay and you want to save the money, you could still lose the wanted level on the way here. You'll need to hover in the air for like an extra like 30 seconds, but it's not that big of a deal. So here you go. You can see we literally done this in just 2 minutes here. All I need to do is descend. Boom. $60,500 on this. I mean, it is so easy to grind the Terrorbyte this week. And again, don't forget about my Terrorbyte guide I posted on the channel. If you're going to be farming, you want to do diamond shopping, targeted data, as well as robbery in progress. Focus on those missions, farm them. If they're on cooldown, you can do some nightclub sourcing, you can do your passive income, do your VIP management missions, whatever you need to do. Just get it done this week. This week in GTA as well, the nightclub management missions are paying out double money, double RP, and double nightclub popularity. These are sort of the quick sort of bouncer missions, VIP escort jobs, and occasional promotional missions you can get, all of which boost your nightclub popularity while paying you extra cash and RP on top. The main goal here isn't just the mission payout itself, obviously, it's to keep your nightclub popularity above that 90 to 95%, so your nightclub safe continues generating the full $100,000 every single in-game day in the background. The fastest way is just going to be to drop in your nightclub every 48 minutes and knock out a troublemaker if you can get one. I don't think that one actually pays because I just tried it, and it wasn't included with the weekly challenge this week, which is completing 3 nightclub management missions. Funny enough, maybe it just doesn't count for the weekly challenge. But all I know is that that is a good one to get popularity back. Escorting VIPs to the hospital or their mansion is another good one, but the other way is just to call up Tony and do a nightclub management mission. You will gain, I believe it's a 25% popularity boost, and even if you own a Terrorbyte with a master control terminal as well, you can actually skip the driving entirely and just, you know, again, rebook your DJs remotely for $10,000 to keep that safe maxed out. But either way, with the double rewards this week, these missions are a great excuse to maintain your nightclub popularity while stacking some extra money, RP, and passive safe income all at the same time. So here we go. Hey boss, we got a customer kicking a fuss up over his tab. He's causing a scene with the staff on the lower bar. I suggest we cut our losses and show him the door. I'll be there in a sec. Now, I have basically no nightclub popularity right now. Let me actually go back into the office so we could see how much we have. I want to see the bar pop up. Yeah, we just literally have 1 bar. So look how easy this is when you walk into your nightclub. And obviously there is a method of getting this. You used to be able to just farm this, like I was saying, or if I was saying it in the intro, I don't know, I've yet to record it for this mission, but, or this type of activity. But whether you're doing the VIP escorts to bring them home or to the hospital or ejecting troublemakers, these are the missions you want to be focused on. The normal nightclub promotion missions are not that good. I just love tossing this guy out though. I mean, this is the easiest one. Boom, look at all that popularity we get back. We just saved $60,000, $70,000 on swapping DJs at our nightclub to get all that popularity back. I mean, that is absolutely incredible right there. I desperately needed that because I've not been tending to my nightclub, but now that it's nightclub week, I gotta be grinding here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget about the other opportunities in terms of bonuses. Double money on RP and goods on business battles in free roam, where you can definitely stock up nightclub goods faster, but it's kind of annoying to deal with if you have a bunch of players going for those goods and competing with them. And we also have the triple money and RP bonus for old school hits if you're on enhanced versions of the game, as well as double money and double RP on the community race series if you're on legacy. Plus all players get deadline and deadline duet adversary mode bonuses this week in the game mode playlist in the jobs menu. With all that said and out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be wrapping everything up right here. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Definitely drop a like on this video if you guys did want to enjoy. Consider subscribing to the channel if you are new and you want to stay up to date with more GTA 5 online content just like this. This is a big weekly update to be grinding, considering, you know, this is the first time in a while, I guess, besides the bail office bonuses we had a couple weeks ago to a month ago, that we have like a good business to be grinding. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching again. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv for more GTA Online money grinding live streams as well. It is the GTA 6 waiting room over on there. We just got some more summer update news just the other day. I was thinking of coming out with more of like a discussion based video on the news we got, because I mentioned it in my weekly update guide yesterday, but you know, there's just not a whole ton to discuss, so I don't know if it's worth it. Let me know if you guys want to see a video on that, or if you just don't really care for the yapping. But anyways, have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.